Hey guys, Andrew and Imbesi here. We're here in Miami on my Bogue and Prosper boat, and today we got a special guest here on the yacht. We have my relationship manager from Chase, Gabe, right here.
Yes, sir.
Nice
Thanks
to
for having me out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, nice to have him out. So I wanted to have Gabe out here to meet some of the clients. We're having a mastermind here on the boat today, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Right. We've gotten to meet a lot of people. We've gotten funding for. Actually, Gabe, you want to break the number for people. How much funding did we get just last year from just Chase alone for our clients?
Yeah, so the Bogue and Chase partnership, we were able to secure over 30 million in new access to capital for our clients.
That's sweet. That's awesome. And so I wanted to answer like a couple of FAQs that we typically get from people who are interested in enrolling into the program, and keep it pretty natural flowing for you guys watching here on YouTube. So probably one of the big questions people have for us is, well, I have a brand new business, or I actually don't even have a business yet, and I want to get into this business. Will I even get approved for business credit? So if someone is like a day old, like maybe their LLC was just filed like a couple of days ago, and they've had these business plans for a while, like what are their approval chances ultimately with Chase?
Yeah, that's a great question, something we get all the time. But before I answer it, I think it's important to address, where they're at in the greater scheme of the market. The regional banks that are, predominantly around America, it's sort of a good old boys club, and that kind of locks out a lot of the new business owners looking to grow and start their businesses, along with a lot of minorities. And so working with Chase for over 2 years, it's been phenomenal to see them walk the walk and also talk the talk. And by that, I mean they are willing to extend access to capital for brand new business owners and take that chance to help them launch their dreams. And of course, you have to be a credit-worthy individual and, have sound credit. But Chase really does make an emphasis, and it is a priority for the organization to provide that gap in the market.
Yeah, no, I've totally noticed that a lot, especially when we create, funding plans specifically for each client. Like every client has a different funding plan. Chase is pretty much always on those funding plans, and we've totally noticed that with some of these regional banks. It's sometimes difficult for businesses to get approved, especially when they're brand new and starting out. So what's typically are there any industries you guys tend to stay away from, or no? Are you open to pretty much anyone?
Yeah, it kind of just depends on the credit facility type that your customer's looking for. If they want a credit card, that's generally any industry is acceptable there. But if you do need access to more capital in a larger credit facility, like a line of credit or a term loan, that's where the industries start to play a factor. But, I think the name of the game is for these newer business owners, it's to acquire access to capital to help them grow and scale their business and start producing revenue.
Sure.
And then once they produce revenue, they turn that revenue and keep it on their business balance sheet in the form of accounts receivable, inventory, or equipment. And now that you have those three tranches of business assets on your balance sheet, you can now go back to Chase and say, hey, can I borrow against my business assets and get a line of credit for larger credit facility types?
Yeah.
And so that's a really common thing that most business owners don't understand is you need collateral to get access to these larger credit facilities. And
I've totally
you start off
seen
with
that.
the Ink card to begin that process and that relationship with Chase.
Yeah, definitely. What could someone typically get approved for on any of the Ink cards?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of our mutual clients, I'd say the average is probably $40,000 to $50,000 of approval.
Sure.
And these are brand new businesses, people that have, experience in their industries and they're looking to start and go off on their own.
Yeah.
Chase values that experience that they have, and they're willing to, provide capital for that.
Yeah. Now, I know we get this question a lot, and I was this person 2 years ago. I wasn't selling any of my own programs. I wasn't making any money. And I fortunately had some business credit available to invest in some advertising spend, so that way I could start getting some sales. Now, what if my business isn't making any money? Or what if I'm not making a lot of money? Am I basically disqualified, or what's going to happen to me there?
No, not at all. So if you are a new business owner, you essentially just need your EIN form and a valid form of driver's license as the documentation we would need. And then, since it is a new business, they're going to look at your personal credit very heavily as a deciding factor. So it's very important that you make sure You know, you have below 20% utilization on all of your personal credit cards. You don't have any derogatory remarks like bankruptcies or criminal history showing up on your credit report. And then lastly, you want to aim to have your score above 700 to really maximize and optimize your chances of approval.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're essentially placing the absence of business revenue with your personal credit profile to help kind of fill that void and, you know, ease the underwriter's concerns and ultimately, hopefully, lead to an approval.
Yeah. Is there a way I could get approved without having to use my personal credit? Now, does Chase offer really anything, or have you seen any other banks, like major banks, like offering something like that where, you know, I don't have to use my personal credit, but I can use like something else? Or is it basically unavoidable? You're gonna have to use your personal credit?
Yeah, so how it works is all of our Ink business cards, they're underwritten on what we call a joint and several liability basis. And that's just a fancy way for saying that the business itself is liable for any debts on the card, along with the authorized representative, the individual, as well.
Sure.
So unfortunately at Chase at this time, there's not a way to, you know, avoid having to pull personal credit. But,
yeah,
you know, once your business does become more established, I'm talking 10, 15 years, and it's standing on its own, then there is options where it's called a corporate liability only card.
Yeah.
And then that's where the business itself is only liable. But again, you really need to have that established history. You know, you're going to have to submit tax returns, full financial package to get that. And so that's really on the more established businesses there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And guys, if you have any questions like for Gabe or for me, just about funding or business or investing in general, we cover all of that on this channel. You could always schedule a call with my team below in the description. We're more than willing to talk to you and just kind of walk you through different things in regards to funding, business, or investing, help you out. And so those were really all the major FAQs I had for Gabe right now. But Gabe, I appreciate you coming out to the Bogue and Prosper. Absolutely. So, and guys, if you like content like this, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more notifications. That way you don't miss another video just like this. And I hope to see you one day out here on the Yacht Mastermind on the Bogue and Prosper here in Miami.
Take care, guys.